Good morning. Hi, I'm Kristen Amdahl and welcome back to Yarn on the Beach. This is episode 31 and we are at Barefoot Beach in Southwest Florida. This is the Gulf of Mexico behind me. We're waiting on the sun to come up over the horizon. Good morning, KB Fibers. If anybody is joining me live this morning, please let me know if notifications work today. Good morning, Marcia. Apparently when YouTube had that bug, what was it, 2 days ago, and I had problems going live, apparently a lot of people got bumped off of their notifications. Remember how you subscribe to the channel, but then you have to click that bell notification in order to be notified when I'm live or any channel that you're watching. So some people were bumped off of it, so you needed to re-click the bell for live notifications, or some people may have just fixed it all together. But it looks like we have more people than yesterday, so I'm guessing notifications work. I'm also more on time this morning as well. Good morning, everybody. Lots of names: Eileen, Lisa, Edna, Mar. Good morning. I missed a lot of names, I'm sorry. Good morning, Lisa. Thank you all for joining today. It's a little bit cloudy, but it's really pretty, and I'm going to show you and it's a little warmer today. I'm wearing my coat because I'm a wimp, but it's closer to 50 degrees today and windy. So I'm going to show you how beautiful the sun is where it's coming up over the buildings. It's lighting up the sky really in these beautiful golds over the steely blue-gray clouds. Very pretty, and the colors are actually really pretty on the beach too, and we're pretty much alone. A couple of people maybe. In the playback yesterday, somebody made a comment that there was a guy watching me weird yesterday, and I never noticed. So I just want to put it out there. If anybody ever sees anything suspicious behind me, if I am not paying attention, by all means, please shout out and tell me to take a look at my surroundings. I try to be good about being cautious, but you know, we all make mistakes when we get distracted, right? Oh, that's not the bag I wanted. Let's see if I brought the right yarn bag with me tonight. This morning. Sarah wants to know how to loom knit. Yeah, we could definitely do that. I will add that to my list of things. It is not difficult to do, and also something that's really portable and fun to take around. I'll have to shop around and see which loom makes the most sense to... Oh, KB made 3 bath balls yesterday. That's fantastic. I have not had success making bath bombs before, or balls, bombs, whatever you want to call them. They turn out fabulous because I use amazing products, so they function well, but I can't get them to stay as a ball when I take them out of the molds. And I think it has to do with the amount of water, too much or lack thereof in humidity or water. Yes, they make amazing gifts, KB. Thank you, Edna. I have the top half of my hair done in French braids. French braids where you pick up this side but don't pick up that side. And then a bun in the back. Whoever was asking about loom knitting says she's had trouble with regular knitting and wants to try it. Elizabeth wants to know about a monthly subscription box. I'm guessing you mean for my yarns. That is a great idea. I personally have no idea how to set that up. You know, there are parts of business that I learn as I go, and it is something that definitely intrigues me. I have no idea how I would set something up like that. So I'm just being honest with you. If I knew, I probably would, but I have no idea how to do it at the moment. Not to say that I can't figure it out. Which brings me to something else that I've been thinking a lot about. Edna made the sand dollar bag in pastel colors. That sounds beautiful. Lovely. Great idea. You know how I am the publisher for my next book coming out, I realized the last couple of days that means I'm also the PR department and the marketing team and company for this book. And I realize I've got to come up with some amazing ideas for marketing now that, I don't know, I'm going to do all my normal channels like, you know, social media and newsletter and some ads and stuff like that. Probably going to reach out to my famous friends in the industry, all of my prestigious colleagues who are amazingly talented, and see if I can get anybody to write a review for the book and or do blog tours. So definitely going to think about stuff like that. But if anybody, and I'm trying to learn how to use Pinterest a little bit better for promotion. But if anybody has any amazing marketing ideas, I am all ears. Thank you. Thank you in advance for any ideas you all might have for marketing my new book. Oh, book signings at bookstores. Yes, that might be a good idea. The only have to think about that a little bit more. Yes, the short answer is yes, that's a great idea. And then what else were we talking about? Someone else said something interesting while I was talking, and I can't remember. I wanted to answer it. Shoot. Oh, a friend of mine sent me a link the other day. There's a way to capture the live comments on here to see them after the show, because I know when I'm taught, it's like you can't walk and chew gum, right? I can answer one comment, but when I do, I'm missing a bunch of others. And most of the time, there's no way to go back and get that information, but apparently there is. And I think it might be a great way for me to remember what I promised to put in the show notes. So I'm going to look into that next week and see if I can do a little better at that. Good morning, Miss Detroit. I'm working on our headband. I think somebody was talking about what they wanted to make with the loom knitting, and I'm not sure if I saw all of it, but I did see the word poncho in there. I'll look into it and see if there's a brand that I like, because I definitely know how to do it, and I'll just see what makes sense and what's a brand that I'd like to promote for you. I'll make sure I find one that's made from a great company and has great quality. So I'll just do my normal research that I do when I'm buying anything in my life. I am working on a headband, and I was working on it for myself originally, so it's going to be a longer headband, because I want to wear it across my forehead, tie it in the back, and have it dangle down the back, and possibly wrap twice around my head before doing that. And it's funny because you know, oh, and I've got a crochet version too. Here's the crochet version that I'm working on as well. So, you know, you work on things and you get comments, and first time I talked about working on these, someone said, oh, very 70s and retro, and I thought, well, yeah, but you know, you can make things modern that were once retro, and that's okay. And you know, unfortunately, we listen to the negative comments just as equally as we do the positive at times, and sometimes more, unfortunately. But I kept going, because I was like, no, I really, really want this. So we're working on it. And then Miss Detroit the other day was mentioning that she has a completely different hair texture than I have, She has very thick hair and she wears it long in braids or cornrows, I believe. And I was like, wow, she's excited about it, and me with such baby fine hair, practically no hair in comparison to her. We are so different in hair texture, and we both are excited about this. I'm like, that's a good sign. I'm going to take that as a good sign that this is a relevant project to make in 2018. And then I was scrolling through on Instagram the other day, and one of the supermodels slash actresses that I follow, oh gosh, what's her name now? Shoot, she was on the cover of Sports Illustrated. She was one of the girls with Cameron Diaz in The Other Woman. Oh my gosh, I can't think of her name. Anyway, she posted a photo of herself with a messy bun kind of a hairstyle, off the shoulder shirt, and she had on that kind of a headband, and I was like, aha! Even Hollywood thinks it's relevant in 2018. So I just thought that that was a really great coming around circle of thinking to make something, getting caught up in a negative comment, getting some positive, not just comments, but some positive signs thrown at me, and realizing that this is going to be a fun and relevant project. So it makes me that much more excited to keep going and finish them. Long story. And I missed a few more comments on there. I noticed a few people really enjoyed my information on Jennifer yes, Kate Upton. I remember a few people really appreciated my stories yesterday about Jennifer Hansen, as well as talking about her brand new book, Learn to Lucette, which is based on the ancient Viking technique of lucette cord making. And if you want to know more about it, please head over to Yarn on the Beach 30, where I talk a lot more in depth about it and even do a demo on basic lucette cord making. I am making a lucette cord right now to decorate some little pastry boxes. For Valentine's Day, I'm making homemade truffles and decorating the pastry boxes with lucette cord for the ribbon, and then crocheted flowers and hearts. And I'm going to have a lot more information for you about that in the upcoming days. If you are interested in finding the pastry boxes and cups, I have already listed them in my Amazon shop, so you could order those now. And I have 3 recipes that I'm going to be sharing in the next day or two. One of them is a decadent chocolate ganache truffle that Marlon says tastes just like Godiva, but boy, what a sweetheart for telling Mom that. But they are amazing. And then the other ones are based on cookies. One of them is based on the Nutter Butter style cookies, and so it has like a very peanut butter flavor. And then the other one is based on red velvet cake Oreos, which happen to be dairy and nut free. So the red velvet cake truffles are going to be a dairy and nut free recipe, which I was inspired to do that because one of my best friends has daughters who have lots of allergies, including nut and dairy. So I figured there are probably lots of other people out there that would love decadent truffle recipes as well. And then once we're done with those, we will decorate the boxes and make them amazing Valentine gifts for anyone. Oh, a few people have lost connection. I'm not seeing anything on my end. Is everybody losing connection? Maybe it is me. I don't see anything wrong with my connection though. And I saw Cheryl is, she's in Australia, I don't know. Okay, KB hasn't lost connection either. Okay. All right, well, it happens to everybody, right? We all have those days. I wonder if I should pull the camera down a little bit so you can see my yarn. Is anybody else knitting or crocheting this morning? Good connection. Okay, great. Thank you all for your quick feedback. How amazing. Apparently we have no lag time today. Anna Maria, good morning. Thanks for joining. You're in Italy, right? Sarah's having issues too. Linda is fine. KB is working on mystery socks. Oh, that sounds fun. Anne is working on knitting a sweater for her granddaughter. Jenny, thank you for saying something about my Facebook group. I'm so glad you like it. Everybody here is absolutely welcome to join. I started my first Facebook group this week, and never started a group before, but I thought it would be fun to, it was inspired by Yarn on the Beach. I wanted a place where we could continue our tight-knit community that we've developed here, where we all chat in the morning here, which is so amazing. And I thought it might be a fun way for all of you to get to know each other better. And also a place, because there've been suggestions, a place where everybody can share what they've made with my yarns or my patterns or my recipes. And I've really enjoyed it so far. I have no idea what my agenda or goal is for the group, other than I think it's fun for you guys to get to know each other better. And I am so proud and excited to see what you share with me. I've been enjoying commenting on everyone's projects when they show me. There was a molten lava crochet shawl that popped up last night. A few people have shared their messy bun hats. A few people have shared their Delta stitch hats. And gosh, and oh, and one of the women, Christine from Montana, I believe, she's been showing what she made with my yarns that aren't even my patterns, and she's making such amazing things for her daughters. So all sorts of different ways that we're all being connected in the group, and I've really enjoyed it a lot so far. I feel like everybody else has had fun who's joined in. So I'll post a link in today's show notes again if you are on Facebook and you would like to join our group. It's called Create, Share, Inspire with Kristen Amdahl, and you're all more than welcome to join. And I don't know much about Facebook groups, so I don't know what other people do in them, but those are the things that I think would be really fun for us to do in. Hi Daisy, thanks for joining from Arizona. I bet this is early for you. I appreciate you taking the time out of your sleep to join me. Let's see. I don't see any dolphin yet this morning. Good morning, Mary. Crochet raccoon cocoon. Oh, that sounds adorable. So I guess you're going to use different colors of yarn to try to replicate the raccoon look. Sarah's joining live for the first time. Elizabeth says I've taught her how to read written patterns and charts better, and she's no longer intimidated with patterns. That is fantastic news, because now your world has just opened up. You have so many options now for what you can learn how to make, now that the world of patterns has opened up for you. That's fabulous. Thank you so much for sharing that with me. I'm so happy for you. I'm so proud of you too. Jan is joining first time from the UK. Well, welcome. Thanks for joining us. It is morning and it is just about sunrise here. I see a couple people saying that it is hard for them to join live. I understand. Sunrise is an early time of day here, let alone any parts of the world that it's earlier. But then again, there are people in parts of the world who are joining that it is late in the day as well. Yeah, it's lunchtime in UK. Anne is waiting on Be So Bold to arrive. That's what this yarn is. I'm working on, this is Be So Bold yarn in hand-dyed colorway Mia's Malachite Meadow, which I hand dye in my studio. This is a worsted weight yarn that is organic cotton and bamboo blended together. Buttery, buttery soft. I have not made garments in it yet, and I am definitely on the way. Summer vest. Summer vest. I don't know what that was about. Someone says they're missing a link to a summer vest, and I'm not sure I recall what that means. Cheryl made the molten lava shawl too, yes. Once you understand the chart, it's very helpful. Yes, Miss Detroit, your order went out the other day. I do recall making the lacy cake. I was wondering what anybody thought about if I offered the lacy cakes in custom colors. Like, lacy cakes are a full-size hank of center pull ball of yarn of Be So Fine yarn, and I was wondering if I offered it in custom where you got to pick the 5 colors instead of me picking the 5 colors, if people would be interested in that. Just wanted to throw that out, that it's something I've been thinking about. Oh, I made a mistake. That's okay. Here we go. I had to back up my stitch. For some reason, this bind off row is really challenging for me to do while I talk and read. Thanks, Anne. She said this is such a nice start to her day. I agree. I don't know what I'd do without beach in the morning. It's like, Marlon, I've entertained the idea of moving wherever Marlon ends up going to college so that he can be close to home on the weekend, close to homemade food, close to laundry, close to holidays. And then I thought, as much as I would like to do that, I think I'd much rather just wish that he goes to college in Florida. Because I don't want to go away from the beach. Even if it's just temporary for college years. Millie has trouble when she loses stitches and doesn't know how to get them back on. You know, I've thought about that. I thought some videos set up around problems would be a really great series of videos. Edna wants to know when I'll be teaching how to dye yarns. Gosh, I really want to do that. I have some really, really fun ideas in mind for teaching how to dye your own yarn. I just haven't gotten around to it. I juggle so many things and I just haven't made a priority yet. If I'm going to be truly honest with you, it's, you know, anybody can say they don't have time for anything, but it's not about having time or not having time, it's about making priorities. Miss Detroit says tie-dye. Yeah, I would really love to show you how to knit or crochet a project and then dye it that way as well. But going back to the dropping stitches, I think, you know how I would love to do like taking blooper, like if I could capture mistakes like as in bloopers and then show how to fix them. I think that would be a really fun way to do, to teach how to recover from mistakes. So it's something that I think about, I just haven't made time for it yet. Which of my yarns would I suggest for crocheting a skirt? Well, I do happen to have, it's unpublished, it's so sad. I have a gorgeous crochet skirt, finished, ready to photograph, ready to publish in Be So Fine yarn in colorway Blue Danube. It's absolutely stunning, and I just haven't gotten around to publishing it yet. It's in, I have piles. I have piles of things that are ready to publish need tweaking, need to be redone, and it's in the pile that's ready to be published. And so I would have to say that Be So Fine is stunning because I've used it. I've also used Be So Sporty before, which is the sport weight version of in 100% bamboo. That would be beautiful. I also think Be So Serene, the sport weight organic cotton, I think that would be beautiful. Depends on how heavy you want to go. If you want to do lacy, I think sport weight and fingering would be gorgeous and quite summery. Although I've done worsted weight skirts in my design experience, and so if you wanted to do something heavier, I do have a beautiful pattern for a worsted weight wool skirt, believe it or not, with some ruffling at the bottom, and that would be good for Be So Brave yarn. But it depends on what you're looking at. Tell me what style you're going for. KB helps people fix knitting all the time. I do at Knitting Club too. That's one of the things that I encourage people at Knitting Club. I encourage them to bring any problem with any pattern, any project, and I try to help them. And I've had so much fun with it actually, because it's like, I think to myself, it's like a Stump Kristen kind of a thing, and I've been able to solve every problem so far, knock on wood. I haven't had anything that I couldn't figure out so far, I don't think. And what I love about helping people with their mistakes is twofold. Obviously, I love helping people fix their mistakes because it elevates their experience so much more. But if I can show them what went wrong, what part of the pattern did they misinterpret, what part of their knitting did they not recognize the anatomy? Like if you didn't recognize the anatomy of where you placed a knit two together instead of a knit one, or something like that, I find that not only can I fix their problems and make them happy instantly, but I can educate them on where their mistake, how their mistake happened, and what they can do to avoid making that mistake in the future. And that's the learning opportunity that I love about it. Petra says the colors are beautiful on the beach this morning. They are, aren't they? We've got some sandy beige tone, warm beige tones. We've got some light green. We've got some steely blue and some gray, some white. Jenny wants to make the Kimmy top. Yeah, that's a wonderful pattern to make. Really easy, and it wears so beautifully. Okay, the question about the skirt, I saw her say ruffly and swishy, but I did not get the feel for whether or not she's looking to do lacy or open work or something a little tighter. If you're looking to do a tight weave, I would suggest going thicker than Be So Fine. I think it'll just be an enormous amount of work, and unless that interests you, I mean, certainly fingering weight yarn is beautiful when it's knit solid in like a stockinette, but it's a lot more work than if you do it in a thicker yarn, so it still depends on what you're looking to do. So if I can catch some more of your comments, I will give more information. Good morning, Elisa. She said that she's in bed. I don't blame you. It is chilly out here. She's one of my local friends who comes to the Knitting Club every Tuesday night. Okay, Kim says thicker yarn, lace, or open. Okay, so if you're looking to do something a little more year-round or wintry, I would go with the worsted weight. I have a really beautiful pattern for that on my website. And then if you're looking to do something a little more summery, I would go with sport weight and lace. So Be So Serene for organic cotton, Be So Sporty for bamboo. Either one of those would be beautiful for a summer weight skirt. And then Be So Brave, I think, would be beautiful for a winter or year-round wool skirt. Let's see, did I got it. getting caught up on this last repeat every time. There we go. You're welcome, Kim. Isn't it, Lori? Lori says she doesn't have a beach around here and the sound of the waves is so relaxing. It really is. Anytime Elisa wants to know what I'm knitting, I'm working on a headband. It's going to be a longer headband that I'll wrap it once or twice around my head, tie in the back, and dangle down the back. And I've got a knit and crochet version of it in the works. This is crochet in Tunisian double crochet, and this is in a knit stitch that is really beautiful and lacy and a lot simpler than it looks. Both of them are video tutorials that I posted earlier this week on my YouTube channel, and the patterns are coming soon. Sure would like to see some dolphins again, but I guess I shouldn't be so greedy. Got an amazing show this week. Jenny wants to know if I have unfinished objects, otherwise known as UFOs. Yes, of course I do. Judy, it's Tuesday night, not Wednesday night, and it's knitters and crocheters. We have lots of both, and anybody is welcome. So if you're in the area, please feel welcome to come anytime. Deborah, I'm so glad it's comforting to hear the waves. So glad you could join me. The colors are so unusual today. I'm going to show you some more over here too. Very much reminds me of the color of one of the variegated colors of Be So Fine yarn that I have called Moonstone, which has some really pale warm and cool tone colors in it, very much like this. Good morning, King. Nice to see you too. Thanks for joining us. A lot milder today too. Yes, Elisa, definitely a stormy sea color, but you know what I was thinking is that in the water it actually looks more like Harbor Fog colorway. It's got a really pale green in the water this morning, but if you look over here in the sky, definitely stormy sea. I mean, ice silver fox too, but stormy sea. But the color that I'm seeing is, oh, I can't, right there. That area keeps reminding me of Harbor Fog this morning. Good morning from Greece. Thanks for joining us. Oh, I love Greek food. Yes, there's definitely some pearly colors in here this morning. Definitely. And Moonstone has that quality. The variegated color that I'm talking about reminds me of Moonstone. It has a lot of those pearly qualities in the warm gray tones or the cool gray tones and the warm pearly tones too. So pretty. For my fellow tea lovers out there, I'm drinking peach and ginger green teas again this morning. So pretty. Oh, King's from Shanghai, China. Welcome. Yes, Millie, it is getting busier out here. A little more foot traffic. Well, it's past 8 o'clock now, I suppose. Saturday morning. Let's see. Oh, I can even take my coat off. Show you what I'm wearing. Mary wants to know where I'm located. I'm in Southwest Florida, in Naples area, and this is the Gulf of Mexico behind me. We're on the west coast of Florida. Lift this up a little bit so I can show you what I'm wearing. This is the Huckleberry Knit Mobius Cowl. It's a free pattern on my website with videos. Yes, I'm cold. It's about 50 degrees and windy. That's Fahrenheit, obviously. And this is a Ruana. It's also a free pattern on my website with videos. This is one of my favorite pieces to wear when it's chilly but not cold. And I'm afraid it's still too cold. I gotta put my coat back on. Sorry. Pretty soon it'll warm up here. Winter is very short here in Florida, and even shorter this far south in Florida, so it'll be over soon. And then I can show you more projects. But looks like we're gonna come to a close here. I'm out of time. So let's take another minute to take in a little more of this beautiful scene this morning and a little more of the sounds of the waves. Thank you so much, everyone, for taking time out of your busy schedules or your luxurious downtime to spend this morning with me. I hope you enjoyed the sounds of the waves as much as I did, and the beautiful color palette. Thank you for all of your chatting. I enjoy talking with you all so much. I hope you all have an amazing weekend. And let us make time to create, share, and inspire today and every day. I'll see you Monday. Bye.